Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my video life story, chapter 16, I believe. I have been away for a while because of issues that I've had to deal with the end of the year. I apologize, but I'll be honest with you. I have moved everything over to this particular YouTube channel and a couple of more that I have started. So please hit the subscribe button and follow me because I am devoting all of my time and effort now to my YouTube channels. And my Gloria, the story of a woman, is going to be one of my priorities in finishing the whole book. Once again, I believe this is chapter 16. If it is good, if it isn't, just go along with me, okay? Anyway, I want to go back in time and give you guys some information about how my life evolved to get to where it was today in the beginning of the drug addiction, in the beginning of the marriage that really wasn't working, dealing with the children and all of that. I grew up uh, in a pretty harsh environment. And I say harsh because there was no electricity, there was no running water. Um, my mother had me at an early age. She left me to go to work in a town that was like 5 hours away. I was left with my grandparents, who I loved dearly. So all of this molded me into who I became. Of course, when a parent, the only parent that you have, leaves you to go somewhere else, and you're left with, of course, family members, it is still traumatic for a child because that mother is your link to the world. That is what you know. And regardless of how they treat you or what environment you're in, you love them, you need them, you want them. And even though I had a grandmother, grandfather, uncle, and aunt that were totally devoted to me, it did not replace that mother. So I was constantly reaching out and searching for that love that I did not get from her. My mother was always very distant. She was never a loving mother to me. Um, so I was pretty much given insecurity as a baby because I was constantly searching for that love and that wanting and that needing. And even though I grew up and became a person, I saw in my marriage that I was extremely needy. I needed love. I needed acknowledgement. I needed someone to say to me, "You're really good. You're this, you're that." And I didn't get it. You got to understand, my grandparents were busy trying to feed me, clothe me, put food on the table. They had no money. They had no electricity, no running water. They did everything by hand. They planted gardens. They worked in the fields. My grandmother made my clothes out of flour sacks. She would take me into town and let me pick out the bag of flour because I liked the design on it to make me a little dress with. So this is how I grew up. So this is what molded me to be the person, the insecure person that I was once I got older, grown. And of course, we don't realize this when we're growing up. We don't see it. We don't understand it. And even today, people don't. So I grew up and went on and became a woman. Uh, I did well. I did well in school. I was always very smart. I worked. I babysat. I worked in a clothing store. I put my school clothes on layaway. I paid for them during the summer. And so I was always disciplined and motivated, but I wasn't loved. I just did not feel loved. I did not feel who I was. I didn't feel pretty. I didn't feel worthy, all because I wasn't given that. And now looking back, my grandparents didn't have time to give it to me. And the one person who should have given it to me left and went to live with a man that she put above me. all of my life. He was first. He was the most important. I was not important. So this led me up to where in my story I was getting into the drugs and alcohol. And of course, living in Miami certainly enhanced it for me because at that time, back in the late 60s and the 70s, everyone started, well, let's not say everyone, half of the United States was straight and straight laced and sober and preaching from the Bible, and the other half just went crazy, literally crazy, and became hippies. And any of you that lived at that time or know of that time know exactly what I'm talking about. So it was interesting to see how I fell into that mold of falling right into. And of course, remember the most important thing is that out of my 10 aunts, uncles, and mothers, which my grandparents had 10 children, the majority of them were alcoholics. So I was following right down their path. And even though I watched them as a teenager and saw how they acted and what they were doing, and I said, I will never be like that. I will never do that. And I did. I fell right into the trap. And boy, was it easy, especially when you had a husband that became a drug dealer. How could you not fall into the trap? And of course, what better way to ease your pain in your life? What better way to smooth it over than to be completely out of it? So for me, it was extremely easy. And I had no problem. When I took that first drink of cold duck in the bank, that was it. I didn't have to take the second one or the third. The first one did it for me. And remember now, I had not drank or done anything up until the time that both my children were born. I was married, had a house, had a job, worked in a bank. But because of the situation and how it fell into place, and me being in charge of the champagne parties on Friday evenings because we opened so many accounts during the week. And I was the one that said to my people, here's how you do it. We're going to open an account. We're going to open 5 and 6 accounts for every person. So I had no problem making that goal in the bank and then having the champagne parties on Friday evenings. And so everything fell into place the way it was supposed to. Because had I never gotten into the drug and alcohol addiction and got clean and sober, I would have never rid myself of all of the insecurities and anxieties that I had drug and lugged and pulled with me from the day I was born into my life. And that's what we do. We have suitcases and duffel bags and any kind of bag that you can think of filled with all of that garbage from our past. And we constantly lug it with us. And it's a heavy load. The load is extremely heavy and it weighs us down, but we have to drag it with us because it's important to us. It is our life until something comes along and says to you, Gloria, let it go. Get rid of it. It's no longer needed in your life. You are better than that. You are a wonderful person. You are loved. Love yourself. And that's how it happens, people. That's how it works. And this is the path that I am taking you on with me, showing you just how hard it is to drag all that garbage with you. And hopefully, maybe 1, 2, 3 people out there will understand what I'm saying and not wait for a tragedy to happen to rid yourself of it, not wait for something bad to come about, but to understand it and say, you know what? I'm better than that. I'm going to let it go. I ain't taking it with me no more. I am not dragging it around. It can stay back. I'm locking that door. That door's steel. I can't get into it. I have lost the key. I don't know where the heck the key is, and I really will never look for it because I don't need it in my life anymore. So now my postings, remember, I'm coming back. I'll post the next one next week, chapter 17, 18. Anyway, I'll figure out what chapter I'm on and let you guys know. Just bear with me, okay? But I will be back weekly to post. And I hope that you follow me. I hope that you subscribe to my channel. I hope that you watch some of my workout videos and maybe start working out. I hope you start dancing every day in your life. I hope you take my grandmotherly advice because it's really cool, believe it or not. So please subscribe, follow me, support me, and love me like I love all of you guys, okay? And y'all have just a wonderful week ahead now. And remember, I'll be back next week with another chapter of Gloria, the story of a woman, and boy, is it a doozy. Now hit that subscribe button. Love you.